We're going to look at the matches I had in the bronze rank, going all the way up to when I achieved silver. I will analyze my matches, what I did, what my opponent did right and wrong, to give you tips on how to rank up in a particular rank, this video being all about bronze. So the matches I had did feel harder than all the other ranks. You can easily tell even by the matches shown here that people knew what they were doing with their mains, right? They knew the combos, they knew their pressure, and for the most part they knew how to adapt. They start using drive impact more, they use drive rush cancels in combos, they stagger, and they use a lot of the mechanics that the game gives us as tools. But I do believe that you'll also fight a lot of people in this ranked mode that should be placed higher than they are right now, so do keep that in mind if you're getting bodied by a particular player, that they might even be platinum with another character. So don't get too discouraged. In the first match I'll analyze, I was against a Kimberly. I think I had some really great defense throughout. Maybe I was using the parry a little bit too much, but when the Kimberly player adapted and started staggering into throws instead, because the way you beat parry is just throwing, right? My defense really started to crumble. You can kind of see me like actually panicking. And I don't really have quick reactions when it comes to challenging drive impacts or even taking throws. So I think I'll have to set some time aside in the lab and record the dummy like attacking and throwing randomly to get the timing and the reaction down. But in this game, unlike Mortal Kombat, you can't just neutral duck throws, which is obviously way easier to do than to tech them, right? You can also walk backwards in this game and a throw will whiff, and I think for now I might focus on that instead, because I think it's better to make the throw whiff and go for a full combo punish. But this was a really good game. I mean, it challenged me a lot, it challenged my patience and made me realize I had none. And ultimately, I still lost the throws because I forgot to poke. Like, how stupid is that, right? I could have just started poking and doing her down one combo into a knockdown, and I could have gotten some really good pressure. But no, my dumbass was just freaking out and doing the stupidest things that didn't help me at all. So that is why I lost. And when I say, like especially in my previous videos, when I say you slow down and you look at what your opponent is doing so that you can, find a game plan to adapt and counter them, I really was not doing that here, like at all. And you can literally see me just start getting frustrated, freaking out, not knowing what to do, and ultimately losing. So don't be me, adapt. Now in my match against this Gief, I get hit by his wake-ups so much, and I realized why. I like up-close pressure, that is why I play Marisa. I like knocking the opponent down, getting up in their face and making them guess about, am I gonna throw, am I gonna do an overhead, am I gonna do a low? That to me is really fun, making the opponent sweat and guess and get hit by everything, it's hilarious. And at that point in time, I wasn't using an overhead mix-up in her stance, which is really great to meaty, because it advances really far. So I wasn't meatying correctly, but this Gief kept clipping me with a spin move, and he was using it extremely well in neutral and on wake up to keep the pressure off him. So he had some pretty good defense to keep me at arm's length, right? And because of that, because of the hitbox and how big it freaking is, I wasn't able to really punish it. Although looking at the footage, I think maybe a forward 3-4 into super would have done the trick if it wouldn't have hit me out of it. I also noticed that I should have died so many times. Honestly, I should have lost this set because the Gief was really patient, and especially with his like level 3 super, he would wait until I come to him so I'm in range and then he would pop it, but he only got me once. And I was really lucky that I was able to actually kill him after he woke up with drive impact. But I also noticed during the footage that my level 1 super actually stopped his drive impact, which is really funny. And honestly, I don't think it's worth spending that resource for that when you can simply just drive impact back, because I think it's good to use your supers in combos, to get some big damage. But it's good to know that it's something that works against drive impacts. I think we have to talk about being too patient in some situations, because although the Gief, had good neutral, had good patience, he wasn't using his drive rush to get in and try to poke me into throws, which is where his big damage comes from, right? You can also do the running one, but Marissa can easily use her Gladius to punch him in the face or jump over it. All Giefs really want to catch you off guard when they use that running move, but he wasn't using it a lot, and he also just wasn't using the drive rush at all, which I think would have rounded up his offense way better. The last footage I want to show you is against this Juri, which is the one that got me to silver rank. And this Juri player was really good. And again, you can see me getting hit by her freaking wake up like almost every time she was using her forward 2 wake up, which I'm still unsure if Marissa's stance can actually counter it. I'll have to lab that again. There's a lot of things I need to look at. But to reiterate what I've been talking about in my other videos, especially my last video and the iron rank that I posted yesterday, you can see her doing an unsafe special on block, then immediately going into the drive impact to punish me trying to punish her for doing something unsafe, which is insanely good to do. You'll need to use this a lot in the higher ranks because your opponents will definitely use and abuse this on you 100%. It's something I personally need to remember to do, but I think it's a good use of this resource. And this player was also using the drive rush to pressure and get in on me. And I know that's because Juri is a rushdown character, but every character should still use this to get in on the opponent and either go for a throw or a mix-up or just more up-close pressure, right? And it's something that adds a lot of mind games because of that. Even I should probably do it with Marissa because you can like drive rush into her stance and go for a mix-up, you know, and it's really good for that. However, I've also been playing Juri recently, and her drive rush into her 4-3 overhead is really good pressure, so I hope this player will figure this out because I've been using it, and you can go into throw, you can go into her low combo and get a knockdown. It's really good. I also noticed that I would get caught by her throwing the buffed up ground projectile, and like a dumbass, I jump over it only to get anti-air. Now the thing is, she can Superman punch over it like she can with most projectiles. I'm just unsure again if Juri's special, like her forward 2 she uses to anti-air, if it would actually break through my armor, my Superman armor, because I think it does. It has a few hits, I think like 3 or 4 hits. So I think it would still like clip me, but it really depends, I guess, on timing. So it could be a bit harder to do, but it's definitely something that's doable. So ultimately I got the win here because I decided to become a bit more patient, and I really adapted to her playstyle quickly. So I was able to get some big damage in and get the win. But it was a really great fight. So GG's to everyone. I hope the tips I mentioned here helped you. And if you have other tips that I didn't mention in this video, put them in the comments down below for other people to read and learn from. As always, have yourself a very wonderful day, and I'll see you all very soon.